Welcome back to the SmarkZ.
The podcast. It's that time once again.
It only took 15 minutes to get us started this time.
We don't talk about that. That's blacklisted from the network.
They need to know.
The work we put in for this, by which I mean, when I say we, you.
I sort of looked at you then like, oh, I know what you're going to say, because you just sit there. And to be fair, the pressure's on, because I really need to perform. It's quite a lot. It's a lot of stress.
I do this every day when I go into my, I'm not going to say where, but when I'm at work and I have to change it from HDMI 1 to 2, and all the people in there are like, oh. It's like when you go around your grandparents' house.
Yeah,
they're really
classic.
impressed. I love it. Well, we got, I think, the quintessential kind of part of wrestling now, which makes each show different from the last. And that is, it's my favorite thing to talk about is match types.
For sure.
I don't want to get too quickly into it, but I'm just that fucking excited because I love this shit. And I got some doozies on this list.
You've got some notes. You've got a lot of notes.
And in fairness, they're all absolutely massive, so you could probably read them upside down at this rate.
Do you want to get started with me regaining you with a story about something I was watching yesterday that made me laugh? And actually, Stipulations is a quite relevant part, but so I'm watching 2012, the end of 2012, the introduction of the Shield.
Mm-hmm.
And aside from the whole CM Punk Shield thing going on, amongst all this, you've got the Cena AJ Lee Dolph Ziggler scandal, which is another one of those moments where almost like showing your mates anime and all that weird shit comes on. You're like, I swear it's not always like this.
It's not always like this. I swear.
My girlfriend Olivia is there, and there's this literal awkward, horrible, cringy drama happening in a wrestling ring, and she's looking at me like, what is this? And I'm like, I'm always doing the dishes, because I just leave some old episodes on. I just get all my shit. I'm just like harping this. I'm waiting to see the shit I actually here for. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, don't judge this. Don't judge Raw. I'm here for the Shield. I don't care about John Cena and AJ Lee. It's horrendous. But the main point was Vicky Guerrero. Vicky Guerrero. So I had to explain Vicky Guerrero. My
beloved.
Because Olivia was like, who is this woman? Why does she sound like that? Why is she here? And I'm like, this is the the widowed
widow.
The widow of.
I mean, she has moved on. She's with a very controversial person right now.
I've seen she's remarried. I don't understand that story, but I explained that her husband is a legend. They kept her around. They gave her a job basically after he died.
Yeah, they were very good to her, and she was good to them in return.
And she was good. She was a great heel, amazing heel,
the best.
Reminiscent, watching her getting booed while she tries to talk is very, reminds me of what's happening with Dom now. So
they have the same haircut,
They have the same haircut. They may or may not be directly related to the Guerreros.
The I'm your mummy thing would not work as well with Vicky as it does with Rhea.
I'm your real mummy.
Excuse me.
But I can't. There's something happening. I think Dolph Ziggler's won Money in the Bank recently or previously, and there's a moment where she's trying to decide the match stipulation for Cena and Dolph, and then Vince comes out and basically railroads her and is like, I think we're gonna do a ladder match, Vicky, and she's like, a ladder match? No.
Turns into the Birds of War from It's Always Sunny.
And she's like, no, Mr. McMahon, I don't think that's very fair on Dolph. It's like, well, Vicky, I don't think it's been very fair to John Cena. And it's like, oh my God, what is happening here? But,
I mean, why is Vince a good guy? It's always so wrong.
Why is Vince the man? He literally set himself up to come in and be like, yeah, I'm going to be the one to screw over Vicky. You put her in this position. What are you talking about?
They're going to love me. You're scum, Vicky.
And actually, what's funny is that at that time, when she announces him coming out, actually, that's also weird. He comes over to screw over, but she knows he's supposed to be this. She's like, here comes Vince McMahon, the head of the company, and everyone cheers. I'm like, 2012, the meta had gotten so ridiculous that we were way past hating on Vince, even though we knew he was the reason that half the people that we loved weren't getting a push. So why were they cheering him?
Because he's there in the flesh. It's just
Like, this is the villain. Why are you not cheering? What's wrong with you?
But he's there.
Have you forgotten? Just because he's not on the screen every week.
Do you not remember what happened after the allegations came out? And Stephanie was there like, thank you, Vince. And people in the crowd like, thank you, Vince. Thank you, Vince. Like they've been given the hush money as well.
It's like it's actually it's a clause on your ticket. Like you must applaud the
cheer the devil himself.
Yes.
Do it.
Or you will be, removed from the building.
Yeah. This is as equal a crime as wearing an AEW shirt to the show. You can't do that shit.
Oh my god. But what's funny is like one of the first match she stipulates is a no DQ contest, and in that very moment I sort of thought about no DQs, and I was like, I think they might be up there as one of the worst match stipulations.
Yeah.
For the longest time I thought they were good, but
that's because they're the best match type in WWE games.
Yes.
You don't play a singles match, you play an Extreme Rules match.
Yeah. KO on, DQ off.
Yeah. But
I want to F5 you until you can't get up again. And I want the game to acknowledge it. Sometimes you can get KO in one with that's what was hilarious. You could knock someone out in one F5.
It's just like real life. Well, it's not now because everyone takes 20 finishing moves, but
yeah, no DQ. I don't know if we're getting into it straight away, but yeah, no DQ. Like what happened with that? Because for the longest time, it was pretty much an excuse to make it like a hardcore match. But nowadays, it's just really just an excuse for someone to come in and interrupt the match, and we know they're coming because there's no DQ.
Yeah. Those matches are never extreme in the slightest, which is why they make sure they either call it a no DQ or a no holds barred match. You can use any hold. You can give him a noogie. You can give him the nipple cripple, whatever you want to do.
But they don't.
No, they don't. It just means that fucking Mason Ryan's going to come out 7 minutes into the match.
Yeah, that's it. Like one person comes out and like maybe at like the beginning of the match, someone will have a chair. And then it goes away and it becomes a normal match again. I'm like, well, what's the point in the no disqualification?
We all know what it is. It's just so they can have shenanigans.
Yeah.
And this is why I think there's a very important distinction between these matches all have the same rules and same logistics, but they're very different match types booking wise. And that is you got a no disqualification match, which is a hardcore match. The hardcore match is dead. It's a shit version of a hardcore match. Then you got no holds barred,
which I forgot about actually. That was one I had. I was like, what even is a no holds barred?
None of the holds are barred.
But what does that mean? Like, what bars are hold? What holds are barred?
I'm holding all the bars right now.
Yeah.
Give me a few more drinks.
What holds?
I guess holding someone till the count of 5.
So what? Tajiri can actually do his finisher.
It's tarantula, yeah.
You can actually do a tarantula. I was about to say to completion, but
I'm gonna Tajiri.
But to be fair, because who in their right mind even plays this Tajiri in WWE like games, 2K games? How does it work? Because like, can you even make someone submit using the tarantula, or is it just like a little cutscene and then like?
What, in the games?
They're just injured afterwards. Is it one of those moves? Do you not remember this? Like certain moves actually, when you played the games, were weirdly disappointing because they just were like a little cutscene. But then it's like, oh, this isn't what I want it to be. Like
it was totally a cutscene. And then because in the old wrestling games, there'd be 2 like positions you could be in when you've been hit. When you're on your back, you either have the starfish or you have the one where they're like,
yeah.
And it wasn't even of that. It was a thingy. Which is so shit. That's how you know it's a bad move when in the games you don't even get a spread eagle.
That again as well. The games will definitely get deeper to the games because like I've got like some deep repressed memories of putting hundreds of hours into all of the SmackDowns. So about the first SmackDown up until I think probably the first
WWE.
Was it not SmackDown vs. Raw before that?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, I stopped at like probably the second, third SmackDown vs. Raw.
Okay. Because the third one's the one I've played the most out of ever. I still remember the worst creative wrestler in the world, which was me.
I did all sorts. I think it's when you start discovering how the actual game mechanics work. Because I think obviously I started playing them when I was young, and the consoles were young, so like a lot of the options weren't really there. And then obviously I didn't really understand a lot of the options as well. Like the career mode went over my head on the first SmackDown game. I didn't understand it. But that's what I started to get a little bit. But like I don't know if you remember the skipping matches mechanic.
You'd lose every time
because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't realize I had to be pressing a button. So I was just like waiting, and I was like, eh? And I'd lose, and I'm like, why did I lose all the matches I skip? And then I found out that you're supposed to be pressing a button because there's a little button bashing mechanic. Yeah, it was a whole thing. The little tune would play like, you're supposed to like press a button and then you would win.
I thought that was all computer generated.
Yeah, it was random as fuck. It was weird. I didn't realize this. It was SmackDown 2. No, was it? No, Know Your Role?
It was SmackDown 2, I think, yeah. Know Your Role.
Know Your Role.
Know Your Role, then Just Bring It.
Just Bring It was where the game got good. Like, actually got good.
I think a lot of people would disagree with you there because I think that was just... It was the Wrath of Cortex of the series. It was just a HD for the time version of the previous ones. And then Shut Your Mouth is where it got good.
Shut Your Mouth is where they expanded the back. We'll get into this.
This is a rabbit hole.
Because I want to get down to stipulations on the games as well, but like, that's a whole other thing. But so we've established that no DQ is bullshit. No Holds Barred is bullshit. Because
Extreme Rules is the fun one.
But what is Extreme Rules except for just TLC?
Sometimes there'll be a trash can.
You can have that in a TLC match.
Well, I mean, you say that, but like, when does the chair ever get involved in like a Money in the Bank match or a TLC match? It's always just like the ladder and the table.
They don't even use tables in Money in the Bank.
No, they did.
I don't count the announcer table.
No,
oh yeah, they did this year.
Yeah, they botched the fuck out of it, but they used it.
It was still cool.
It was. I don't like to
just
admit
a
it.
Power bomb.
Be nice. We all love a power bomb.
Everyone, like 95% of table moves are just someone getting powerbombed for a table.
Yeah. It's cooler if it's a pop-up powerbomb, but that's just because Kevin Owens is doing it, and I simp for Kevin Owens.
So you've got the list. You've got the mighty list. So like, what stipulations even exist? So I'll try and name a few.
I guarantee none of them are going to be on this list because I found the worst ones.
Okay.
Because off the top of our heads, we can go through and we can talk about the things we used to see in like, obviously on the regular programming at every PLE, you got your ladder matches, you got your handicap matches.
Is the chairs match actually a thing?
It was a thing.
It was a thing.
Once.
Something else I just want to quickly interject with. Were ladder matches always strictly for a title or a briefcase? Or was there ever a situation where you could just have a ladder match and the ladder was just a weapon in the ring? So you couldn't hit someone with it because that'd be a disqualification. But you could use it just to climb.
That would be the Jeff Hardy specialty, and he'd lose it every time. But I think that's just the TLC match.
The game.
Too soon, man. It's only the 5th time he's done it. Don't take the piss out of him.
But yeah, I always thought about that with ladder matches. Like, why couldn't the ladder just be in the match, like a table? Like, I know that there's the implication of the table. Like, you're supposed to use the table and put someone through it, and the first person through it was like. But regardless of that, because we'll get into this later on in this podcast, but let's list them, talk about them, and then I've got an idea of like where so many of them could be improved or other things. But
or just adapted.
So yeah, tables the obvious one, like because I feel like that's the only thing about tables. You've got they'll get like 10 tables out, but only one of them needs to be broken. So why are we even doing this? Like, I know there's the obvious, you could put yourself through the table by accident, but how many times you can do that in a match, really?
I mean, in a ring psychology sense, don't get angry at me, people. I'm just doing it because I know it. You could have the whole thing of sort of the more tables you have in the ring, you've kind of got be a little bit more cautious and a little bit more, oh shit, I don't have room to maneuver here. So someone could be on the offensive all match, don't realize there's a table behind them, and they get flung through it, which is sort of how a lot of these matches have gone. There was one with Big Show where he gets pushed off the apron and his foot just goes through the table. It's like he's not been hurt in any way.
But he technically went through, which is fun. That's a fun gimmick. But you can do that once.
You can only do that once. You can do it once every 10 years or so.
Yeah.
Like they do with the ring exploding.
Or you do something interesting and find another way to do it. But like that's rare, and 1 out of 3 is going to suck compared to the original.
someone could have like, they could like wrap their arm up and put like a really heavy metal cast on it, and then they fall and go and break it.
Oh, I thought you were going to go even crazy and they attach the table to their arm and hit someone, break the table over someone's head.
You've not even been playing Tears of the Kingdom. How have you come up with that? That's literally Tears of the Kingdom.
That's Tears of the Kingdom type shit. Yeah, why is
Back out, Link! Back out!
You know, why haven't the Usos like got on two tables and grabbed either side of the table and just ran someone through a table and that counted?
Because that's a good question.
Add me to creative. At this point, I'm pretty sure the entire point of this podcast is to get hired by creative.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't know what anyone else in these podcasts are doing. Like, you know, some of you are just talking about wrestling, critiquing. No, we're just trying to get hired. We're like, listen, wrestling's dumb and we can make it such a better product. Like, you know, we haven't got well, I hope you haven't got the felonious past that Adam has, because he was pretty good. Like, his booking videos are pretty damn good. I'm surprised he wasn't like this close to getting hired, but just, you know, I'm not trying to take Triple H's job. I'm talking, I'll be like 10 rows underneath, just feeding ideas, making everyone look bad. Like, just hire me, man.
Yeah, everyone just starts like clicking, like in West Side Story. Like, they're all gonna gang up on you in a big posse.
Like, he's too good. What do you mean, Money in the Bank War Games? That's fucking insanely good. I'm like, right? You lot still doing the fucking elimination chambers? Why?
It turns out that your War Games Money in the Bank idea, not Money in the Bank, but the idea of War Games in different match types has been done before.
In what sense?
None of them are as good as the idea of Money in the Bank War Games. But a Battle Royale War Games?
But with women and men happening at the same time?
No.
Exactly. See, this is why I'd be so creative.
Yeah.
I'm trying to break boundaries. I'm trying to make the product even more relevant.
This is for the women.
Been. Well, it's not just for the women. I think it's an interesting way of getting, you know, not that there's much of an issue, I think, now in the WWE universe. Yeah, I said it, not the community. The WWE universe of, like, you know, getting women over it's not hard at all. You know, most men are, well, I don't know. Actually, I feel like the
most
audience
men who
most
matter
men are like pretty, you know, accepting and fine with it, and as supportive, and, you know, not just humoring, but in fact fully embracing and realizing that, you know, some of them are better than some of the men.
They're absurdly talented, and we were dumb to not give them an opportunity earlier. It goes the same way for there's a lad in AEW recently who they did a mini promo, and a woman was doing the old sort of charming him, sort of saying, "I know you love me." He goes, "Baby, I'm gay," and the crowd just started, "He's gay, he's gay." I'm like, what a great time to be alive. We got Nyla Rose.
Yeah, you know, in the 90s that would have been like, boo, and been like, and then JR would have been like, well, I don't know about that, and then I was like, he's gay.
He doesn't like puppies.
I'm glad we're all the way over here.
Yeah, they're on the ramp. I mean, you look at the 80s. Owen Hart, everyone's favorite Owen Hart. He started he's a chance.
Oh yeah, the F word.
Yeah,
I remember that.
He's the good guy.
Some of our favorite rappers abuse that word.
Yeah, I got no right to talk about it.
Oh man,
it's not my community.
It never really was in my vocabulary, but, you know, like I definitely used it flagrantly in the past.
We were all kids at one point. None of us understood what it actually meant.
I still stand by the usage of gay, but I'm gonna get myself cancelled. It's funny.
It was him.
Funny.
Gay people tend to agree in my experience.
I know. I've got a long roster. Anyway, I'm not getting into this now.
It's cisgendered white girls who don't like it.
This is for our potential other podcast.
Why we hate straight white women.
Oh no, I actually have got another podcast pitch that Emmanuel and Isaiah want to get in on.
Emmanuel as well.
Yeah. We're just gonna start shitting on football.
Oh fuck yeah!
But in fun ways. One of them was to why are we so kind to our football pundits? Because I'm like, I don't know if people are aware, but like any sort of, and this is my experience is mainly from basketball, but like any sportsman in America that like tries to then become an analyst that wasn't like an absolute legend, and I mean like top 10 of all time gets shit on by the entire community. I'm like, why don't we have that attitude towards Ian fucking Wright, who
Ian, right.
Ian's a legend.
Shite.
But he was shit.
He wasn't shit.
He was shit, bro.
He wasn't shit. He wasn't. I'm not even an Arsenal fan. He was a solid 7 out of 10.
I give him a high 6. A high 6.
All right.
For like a year. He had like 2 good seasons. But like, come on, man. Like, my point being, we are so kind to these guys. We let them chat so much shit. And I'm like, bro, like, most of you couldn't go toe for toe with like most of the league now at your primes. Yeah.
If you had to do what you did back then, but with the pressure of social media, you'd be sobbing.
You'd not be destroyed. You'd have no right being up here. Maybe you do have no right being up here.
Some 7-year-old kid calling you a little bitch because you missed the sitter. You'd be swinging. You'd be fighting everyone.
But that'd be the premise. I don't know if anyone's on that and football, but side podcast.
We've teased it a couple of times, our knowledge of football. So I look forward to getting carried by Emmanuel and Isaiah. You can look forward to seeing Isaiah on this podcast soon.
A few weeks, honestly, he's down. He's so down.
It's gonna be, we need to get a group chat sorted so we can discuss topics. I feel like he's going to have a lot of knowledge of like 2009, that era.
Oh, he said he claims to know a bit of he said he knows a bit like decent amount, like 97 plus. I'm like, good.
He's going to kill it,
dude. So give me a match stipulation that we haven't talked about already. So we already sort of like threw a bit of shade at Money in the Bank and Elimination Chamber. I feel like we don't need to talk too much about those. They're the obvious.
Shall we do the obvious ones and then we'll come on to the list?
Yeah, then we'll start having fun.
There is not a single obvious one on here. I'll give you a
You've got to have bra and panties on there, yeah?
Oh, we've got all the degrading ones.
That's just the tip of the iceberg.
I've labelled it the women are eye candy matches. Which is great because Howard Finkel's in one of them.
Let's just get them out of the way because, you know.
Right. Shall we list them off now?
Whilst we're still relatively sober, I feel like we'll do the least damage to ourselves. So let's get them out of the way now.
So, I think it's good to start because all of this stuff in the Sharpie, it was a really bad idea just starting it in Sharpie.
Yeah, you fucked the paper up.
Yeah, but that's what I've listed as goated. And there's only one match in there, which says a lot really, doesn't it?
So I don't know if you're taking it serious or not, but we'll get into that as well.
Oh, no, I love this idea. I think it's hilarious.
As in, okay, whatever.
Like, it's not like a bloody battle. It could be, but it's such a silly, funny, great idea for a match that keeps a feud going. And I think it works perfectly. Do you want to have a guess of what it is?
No, not yet. I want to get back to the women that eye candy because I've got a funny take on that as well.
Jerry Lawler.
Because, no. This is like, you know, looking at the meta and also looking at current controversies. How in God's name did this man how did these allegations not come out sooner? Because it's like, not only was he paid women off, but then he's like, oh yeah, if you're going to work for me, I'm going to degrade you. And it's like, I dare you to let out these allegations.
Yeah. I'm
going to make you get naked on television.
I'm going to get my daughter and she's going to get a big barrel of sick and she's going to rub it on you because you're a woman. Oh, hey women. Oh,
you're going to have a match against my daughter and her husband. Real life husband is going to come out and pedigree you. And then you're going to lose.
Yeah. And then just to make it worse.
And then a week later, you're going to be kissing me in the back.
And then to make it worse, Triple H is going to get hit in the back with a chair. And then he's going to land with his cock in your face. And you're going to have your cunt in his. How does that sound?
Mr. Man, I'm not sure about this. That's such good shit.
He just walks around the room strutting.